That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is Commissioner Cooper, and it is week 2. And I'm glad you're waking up with us. We got weather. We got Brian in with injuries. We got 2 new segments, Maddie Daddy's Locks of the Week, and Chris from the Effin' Show has got the dingus word of the day. We got our picks. We got your lineup questions. It's time for TSS Fantasy. It's time for TSS Fantasy. Fantasy. It's time for TSS Fantasy. Fantasy. It's time for TSS Fantasy.
You know, the great thing about being a football player is you don't have to take a shower to go to work.
There it is.
Oh, yeah, baby. It's the second week. The Jets are 1-0, and the Jets are going to get to Dak Prescott today. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see about that. I'm glad you're waking up with us, and I'm glad Freddie is still dreaming. Let's get the introduction started. We got a new guy in the crew today, and since he's on to my left, I'll introduce him first. Andrew LeDuc joins the Sunday morning squad just so I could put him in a headlock. Welcome to the studio, my friend.
We'll see about that. Don't sleep on my Patriots, you know.
I just see noogies in your future. All right, let's also welcome in. He's fired up, still dreaming. Let's wake him up. Fred the Jester Reyes, welcome into the studio.
Mixed emotions this week, but at the end of the day, as long as you get the W, that's all that counts. Today at 4 o'clock Eastern, we're gonna do it again, baby. Let's go.
Oh my goodness, boy, you got a long day ahead of you, bro. You might want to relax a little bit. Greg, the OJ, the juice is loose. Mayor, welcome in, my friend.
Good morning, everybody. And someone from Spectrum, please call Jason so he can stop harassing me like the Jets defense is going to harass Dak Prescott today. So please help Jason out.
All I want is good internet, Spectrum. Jesus, all a brother can ask for. The judge is in, and is that a fucking shade of green I see on over there? Is that what I'm looking at right now? Judge, it's got green on? Oh, yeah, I think you're on mute.
We didn't want to hear from Dallas people anyway.
I think this is supposed to be a jinx, I think. Anyway. All right,
well, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you. Go ahead, my friend.
All right, it's the return of the bad luck jersey. The Jets are about to go 1-1. And listen, I already made one side of New York cry on Friday. I'm sorry to do it to you, Fred and OJ, today, but it's just the way it's going to be.
Oh, Nicky, I hope you're not watching. He's talking shit already. It's Sunday morning.
Hey,
damn.
Brian's here, too. That's
true. I forgot, Brian. Yeah, that's right. You gave a little Brian also on Friday. All right. Well, before we piss anyone else off, let's get the introduction. Let's pay the bills. Go to tssfantasy.com. Look at all of our latest and greatest rankings on there. Want to get your lineup measurements in or questions in. Definitely do that in here. But if you don't get them in time, go to TSS Fantasy. You can look at our rankings and shop and compare from there. Also, go to Underdog Fantasy. Use the promo code TSS. Lots of great daily prizes, great stuff that they got going on. So make sure you check that out. We'll double your deposit up to $100. Also, go to Jazz Sportsbook. Lots of great promos on there as well. Use our promo code there. And next year, when you're looking for some championship bling for your fantasy champion, look no further than Pro-Am Belts. Lots of great stuff there. All right, guys, we got a lot to get into. Let's get into the weather to start it out.
It's time for the weather report.
All right, with today's weather report, let's just go to the dome games first because, quite frankly, they don't really matter for weather, but good for your kickers. So if you got kickers in these matchups, they are, of course, a good start. Packers at Falcons is in the dome. Seahawks at Lions. Jets at Cowboys. And the Jets will get ready for their kicker because that's about all they're going to get today. 49ers at the Rams, Colts at the Texans, and Giants at the Cardinals. Now, far as weather goes, Ravens at Bengals, 72 degrees today. There is a chance of rain, and winds were up to 6 miles an hour, so something to take note of. Chiefs at Jags. This one was interesting as far as weather report. This one said, well, it's 88 degrees first and foremost, but it said definite thunderstorms, so could be possible game delays in that one. Who knows? It might be wet in Jacksonville today. Winds at 5 miles an hour. Raiders at the Bills, 66 degrees. Slight chance of rain. Also there, 6 miles an hour is the winds. Chargers at Titans, 76 degrees. Chance of rain there. Winds 7 miles an hour. Bears at the Bucks, 88 degrees. Widespread showers for this one. So get ready for a wet, sloppy game in Tampa. And the winds are 7 miles an hour. If you got kickers in that one, definitely take them out. Commanders at the Broncos, 82 degrees, partly cloudy, and the winds are 8 miles an hour. The Dolphins, America's team, at the Patriots. It's going to be a nice night tonight, 65 degrees, light winds, possible chance of rain. Saints at the Panthers, 74 degrees. It's clear. Winds are 7 miles an hour. Browns at the Steelers on Monday night. Now, make sure you check this out later, but right now, looks like a wet day in Pennsylvania, 64 degrees, rainy, and winds 10 miles an hour. So the weather conditions not looking good, maybe a smash start for your defenses. We got some injury stuff to talk about. Let's get Brian in on the injuries.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bri. Welcome in, my friend. I know we got some injury questions, questionable guys, and we got some good updates last night. Let us know what's going on in the injury report.
Whoa, yeah, I was up late trolling social media and came across a bunch of updates. So I'm going to fill you guys in with those right now. In fact, one of the bigger ones was Amari Cooper, who apparently tweaked his groin yesterday in practice. I don't know what they're doing on a Saturday practice anyway, but apparently he aggravated his groin. This could be a big question mark about whether or not he's ready to go. So if you got Elijah Moore on your roster, good for you, because he's probably going to see a little bit increased target share there. Good news for the Saints. Kendre Miller should be coming back today. He was limited in practice on Friday, but the report is that he is leaning towards being playing. So he's coming back from a hamstring injury, which was several weeks ago during preseason. So he should have had enough time to recover. DJ Chark, he's going to be back and available today for the Panthers. Andrew and I spoke about Greg Dulwich. He's actually officially on IR now, so don't expect him for the next 4 games. I think we saw that coming, dude. Pretty good calling our part
You
there.
always do.
Hey, speaking of kickers, I heard you mention some stuff about kickers. Freddie, not good, dude. Greg Zuerlein apparently injured his knee, and he's officially out for the Jets this weekend. So hopefully it doesn't come down to the wire there. Let's see, who else? There's a couple other big ones. Christian Watson, I don't think this dude's playing. He had 1 day of limited practice on Friday. He's dealing with a hamstring injury. It's been a couple weeks. I'm really skeptical about whether or not he's actually going to be in there, so pay close attention to whether or not we see him. But other bad news for the Packers is that Aaron Jones did not practice all week, and he tweaked that hammy on a touchdown reception. And apparently they also signed somebody off the practice squad, one of the running backs. That's a warning flag there. I don't think he's going to be suiting up this weekend, and not good there. So who else? Let's see, man. Down the list here, I'm just looking. Some good news. DeAndre Hopkins is expected to play despite his ankle injury. He missed Wednesday's practice, wasn't seen Thursday during the open meeting portion of practice, but word on the street is that he's actually going to be available and suit up. Jacoby Myers is out with a concussion. He didn't practice at all this weekend. Jerry Jeudy's actually slated to play. He was limited in practice, which makes me a little bit skeptical about his effectiveness this weekend, coming off what looked like the worst hamstring injury in the world after he was carted off the field. So I'd be a little bit skeptical of what to expect out of him, even though they're saying he's playing. Speaking of hamstrings, that's the theme so far this beginning of the season here. Deontay Johnson, I think he might be headed to IR. I don't think we're going to see him today. Brandon Cooks, there's been some reports coming out that his knee MCL injury was not that bad, yet he was kind of limited in practice. He's probably going to be limited as questionable, but he didn't do much during the week, so I'm not sure how that's going to play out. Good news, Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce should both be back in the lineups today. Pat Freiermuth should also be back in there. He's dealing with a sternal contusion, but it doesn't sound serious. And Austin Eckler officially now listed as out. He's dealing with an ankle injury, but also the loss of his agent, who I guess he was pretty close with, who died unexpectedly. So tough week for him. We'll see what happens next week. Zach Moss, the running back for the Colts, should be back in action today. And he's dealing with a forearm fracture. I don't think it'll affect his performance at all. So he's able to condition and stuff with the upper extremity injury, so it's not a huge deal. Anthony Richardson is not even on the IR, on the injured list, so he's not even going to be mentioned today. And then all the other big name guys like Aaron Rodgers, and J.K. Dobbins. A bunch of reports floating around that Aaron Rodgers is going to be suiting up for the playoffs. Highly doubt it. Highly doubt
it. Highly good. Good on him. Good on him to dream, right? I think that's what was
and I was trolling everyone on social media who put out reports that he could make it back. I was like just blasting out stuff on social media to the contrary. So
it's good to dream.
I'll take that one.
Big dreams, right?
If you should pull off a miracle, I'll take that one. I'll take that L.
Also, I apologize if you already said it, but Breece Hall is expected to play as well. I know some questions there. Yeah. Puka Nacua, I know you were asked about that on Friday. He's actually expected to play as well, and Darren Waller also trending to play as well. So just to bring those names in there.
I expect Breece Hall to be on the injury reports every freaking week for the rest of the season, by the way. So he's dealing with an ACL. He came back pretty quick. He's going to be sore. He's going to be getting treatments. He's going to be probably limited in practice for several weeks. He will be on the injury report for a while, but I don't think it's going to affect his availability unless he has a major setback.
Gotcha. Awesome. All right. Well, unless anybody else got anyone else, I think he's pretty much covered the entire list for sure. Brian, where can everyone follow, subscribe, get your great content? But we'll see, of course, here on Fridays and Sundays. But where can we get your stuff in the meantime?
Yeah, I'm most active on Twitter at Injured List Pod. You can check out the website, theinjuredlist.com. Andrew and I, we do a weekly blog called Inside the Medical Tent, which is chock full of information and additional tricks and tips for you to make the best decisions when it comes to your injury fantasy players. So check that out. It's an awesome blog we started last year and carried it over to this year. It's been very successful. So check that out too.
Good stuff. All right. Well, we appreciate you, Bri. Normally at this time we play a little segment. We got a new segment to play this week, kind of blend into our ultimate DFS lineup segment. It's our boy Matty Daddy. He loves that wrestling stuff, and he brought some fun I guess we just call them locks of the week. So let's check out Matty Daddy's new segment, his locks of the week. Go Giants.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
Matty here with 3 starts for week 2. Put them in your lineup and lock it and leave it. Let's start out at quarterback, QB 23 of week 1. Gino, what's up with that? What's up with that is Aaron Donald. But for week 2 against Detroit, who struggled against Kansas City's offense with no Travis Kelce, I'm looking and I'm liking. We're talking last year, Geno Smith, QB2 finish versus Detroit with 39 fantasy points. He's not going to have Aaron Donald in the backfield every play. Geno's going to be putting up QB1 numbers. Running back, another guy that struggled versus the Eagles. We're talking Mondre Stevenson. This guy, 18 touches, 89 yards, 6 for 64. Not bad. RB2 finish, but week 2, he is RB1 versus Miami, who just got shredded by the Chargers 234 yards with their running backs. Now he gets a team that rejuvenated. Mac Jones, Bill O'Brien as your coordinator, most routes run by a running back. Stevenson is locked and loaded in my lineups for week 2. Repeat, we're talking 3. Let's talk tight ends because everybody needs a good one. What we saw in week 1, we saw Aaron Rodgers, the old dog, out, and the young buck in. We're talking Jordan Love to Luke Musgrave. Tight end that should be in your lineup and should also be a little trade target because all you're going to get from Luke Musgrave this year is yum-yums. Num. We're talking versus the Falcons. We saw Hayden Hurst go bananas versus the Falcons defense. Now you're going to get Musgrave, 6'6", 253 of steal and sex appeal. He gets the snap share. He gets the targets. You thought 3 for 50 last week was good? Wait till you get 4 for 70 and maybe a touchdown in week 2. That's 3 guys you need to put in your lineups and on your radar for week 2 and moving forward. Matty here, back to you. Whoa!
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Good old Matty Daddy bringing it today, boy. I love it. That's, used to watch Saturday morning, used to have wrestling, cartoons, so I think we're just going to keep that theme going today. All right, well, at least some of us did them, not all, but it's time for some ultimate DFS lineups.
My final meeting with the gods from the heavens above, as they spoke to me and hit me with the power of the ultimate warrior. You can feel it, dude.
All right, well, let's look at last week's results anyway. Jordan was our winner, if you will, if we have a winner for Ultimate DFS. Great job there. We'll just throw it up here on the screen. Not so good in the QB position, but Aaron Jones came up big. Obviously, Antonio Gibson was a little bit of a flop. Justin Jefferson, though, Chris Olave, Chris Godwin came in. Zay Jones, your guy, you've been chopping him up all offseason. Commanders D as well. That was the easy play last week. So decent job there. Justin was right behind you. He was 1 point actually behind you. Trevor Lawrence had a decent day. Raheem Mostert, Kenneth Walker. Again, he had a lot of good guys that were just decent, but then he had the blow up with Ridley and Chris Olave as well. There has to be a loser, of course, so I'll be getting the dumbass award this week. I fell a little bit shy, about 10 points shy or 11 points shy of you. I did have the Chris Olave, but the big one here, look at Drake London giving me absolutely nothing. Like the worst thing I could possibly look at. All right, so Jordan, since you're our champ, we'll start out with you. Give us your ultimate DFS lineup this week.
All right, so this week I'm going to upgrade a little bit at quarterback. I'm not dialing Dak up again. That was a mistake, but I'm going with T-Law, Trevor Lawrence, expecting big things out of him. I expect Tyler Algier, and this is for Commissioner Cooper. I think he's going to accidentally fall in the end zone this week. We got Rachaad White, who I expect to have a good rebound. I am going back with my boy Jake Ferguson. Listen, he's going to get in the end zone today. 5 red zone targets last week, leads the NFL. This is the day he scores. I'm going with Stephon Diggs. I think Buffalo's going to come out swinging. They got embarrassed a little bit in week 1, losing to them sorry-ass Jets, but that's okay because Dallas avenges them today, and Stephon Diggs still is going to tear it up. We got Zay Flowers, who looked absolutely awesome in week 1. I expect more of the same from him today. With Rachaad White and Baker Mayfield, I'm dialing up all of my bucks, so Chris Godwin is a must, and then I got to have the stack with T-Law and Calvin Ridley. The Dallas Cowboys scored like 87 points on the defense last week, so if they could get half of that, I'm going to be number 1 again this week, baby.
Oh, yes, indeed. Nice. That was a nice showing last week. Looks like a decent lineup this week as well. This is mine. I'm going to try to come back this week here. Like what I saw out of Justin Herbert in this offense and the Titans secondary, it was garbage last year. It's garbage this year. Not very impressed at all. Ramondre Stevenson, I mean, it's America's team, but they did show some weakness in the run game, so I feel that is a good play, of course. Homage to Judge Jordan, right? He's throwing it to me with Algier. I am playing Algier as well. I like the matchup, and I like the way they utilized him. So again, I think let me see, it was Green Bay. They were 29th against running backs last week. So I think it's a decent play. Jamar Chase, again, you got to like to see this Bengals offense bounce back this week. I feel like, week 2 is one of those law of averages weeks. If you had a horrible game in week 1, some of these guys are going to get off this week. Jamar Chase, I think, is going to be one of those. DeAndre Hopkins, I know he was kind of hobbled, but he is going to play today. And going into this matchup with the Titans, I mean, if you look at the other side of the football, and again, going back to secondaries, I'm just not impressed with the Chargers. I mean, obviously Tua lit them up last week, but, again, it's Ryan Tannehill's not Tua, thank God. But, again, he could get D-Hop on a few over-the-top passes the way that Chargers secondary looks. So I like him as a play this week. Now, I have Amari Cooper in here, but that was before the injury news, so I might be screwed on that one. Just plug in Elijah Moore. He might be a little cheaper anyway in this matchup, and I didn't like what I saw out of the Pittsburgh secondary, quite frankly. Sam Laporta, again, we're going – I went actually in my home league. These are my 2 tight ends that I have in my flex and my tight end spot. But I just look at these matchups. Sam Laporta, Seattle has been garbage since, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Notoriously bad against tight ends. They were 29th last week. So I got to like Sam Laporta this week. I think also, we'll talk about the matchup later, but I think Geno Smith and that offense comes back a little. So I think this is going to be one of those shootout games. So nice to get a little piece in. And I like to see this again. Buffalo offense bounce back this week. So Dalton Kincaid against the Raiders, who were 26 against tight ends last week. So I like that a lot. Saints, again, I told you in the beginning of the year to grab that D. Just keep liking these matchups against Carolina, who made Washington look like an outstanding defense last week. So gotta like the Saints in this matchup. I'll just go ahead and flash Justin's up right quick, since, by the way, congrats to Mr. and Mrs. Herrera. I forgot to say that in the beginning. My bad. That's why Fantasy Jesus, unfortunately, won't be on today. But we appreciate you and your efforts and congratulate you and Mrs. Herrera and wish you a great future indeed. So he likes Trevor Lawrence. He likes Ramondre Stevenson as well. He put Swift in his lineup, funny enough, who went the hell off, but not helpful for anyone today. Thank you, Justin. Zay Flowers gets that Bengals team again matchup talked about earlier. Chris Godwin, Debo, he likes D-Hop as well. Of course, he's got to throw Kittle in there, and he's got Browns D again. And we were talking about if that's going to be a wet matchup, that could be a good smash start for defenses. All right, well, if we're going to put some bets in today, you better get some betting advice. So that's why we got our boy from Barstool Sports, Mikey Bets, on lock. Let's bring him in and get some bets of the day.
It's America's favorite gambler, Mikey Bets.
He lost his connections.
Was he trying to tap into yours?
Using the Florida internet, Mikey was unable to connect. He'll probably be connecting here back in a second. Now, unfortunately, Mikey didn't bring in his record from last week, so I don't even know how the hell he did, quite frankly. But I don't know if it's great betting advice or not, really, though. But anyway, while we're waiting on him, we do have a couple questions we can answer. That no, he's coming in right now. Let's bring him in before we start answering questions. Hold on one. So here he is. It's that Barstool Sports internet. That must be what it is.
Yeah.
What's up, Mikey?
That's exactly what it is. What's up, bro? How you guys doing? Also, shout out to Fantasy Jesus. Congrats, dude. Wherever he's at. I hope he's listening. But congrats.
I'm sure he's probably sleeping. That's what I'm assuming. He was partying last night. He texted me real late. Said, "Yeah, bro." He was gonna make an effort to come on, but he texted me late last night. He said, "Yeah, bro, I don't see myself coming on."
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Yeah. Wifey, that's what I told him in the beginning. I was like, I don't even think wifey was gonna allow that, bro. So it's all good.
Yeah.
All right, Mikey, what we got for your bets this week?
I'm pretty sure last week was a bunch of stinkers. I told you guys like Justin Fields. Oh yeah, let's go Bears. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Okay.
That's why I didn't get your record. Okay, I get it.
The Bears suck. The Bears stink. I am so tired of them. Can we just talk about that really quick? Screw the Bears. I'm so mad at them. All right, that's it. Okay, let's do the bets. All right, so let's start off with some easy ones. I might do a platinum play on this one. Bengals -3. I love it. I don't know why I love it, but I love it. Joe Burrow is not going to be as bad as he was. He never will be that bad again. So there's that. That being said, over 1.5 touchdowns for Joe Burrow. I'm going to take the Giants -4. I know it's a trap. I really don't care. I'm going to get the cheese. I'm going to go in. I'm going to go out, get that cheese, and go. This rat's not getting trapped. Here I am again. Justin Fields, over 173.5 yards. Every week, it's a cycle. Monday, the Bears are dead. Tuesdays, the Bears stink. Wednesday, Thursday, I don't know. Friday, Saturday, okay. I like it. And then they lose. So that's going to happen. And then over 53.5 receiving yards for Chris Godwin. He always goes off against the Bears. And he's been having a great – I mean, the week 1 was great, but the end of his season was capping off as well. So I think he's going to be great as well. He's building chemistry with Baker Mayfield too. And then over 1.5 passing touchdowns for Jared Goff. I love that play. Oh, over 44.5 receiving yards for DJ Moore as well. He always goes off against the Bucs, former Panther. So
nice. Well, you still riding them Bears. Brad from the Unbearable Sports Podcast wanted to join in. He said he hopes you're doing well after your Bears loss.
I'm not, Brad. I'm not doing well, actually. I'm not doing well at all. The Bears stink.
But Brad said he's right back on the bandwagon, though. He's like, they're back.
Me too.
Back.
Me too, low key. But whatever, they still stink.
He said low key. He's like, low key, they stink. But yeah, I'm back. I'm back. I love it. All right. Well, I feel you with that. Let's get on. Are you gonna stick around for the picks this week?
Yeah, I miss you guys.
All right, we miss you too. All right, well, let's get on. Let's make some picks with Mikey Bets. He's in the building. He can tell us when we're wrong. All right, let's go. Is it playing?
We're on a mission, guys. We're on a mission, guys.
All right. Well, I don't know what is going on. This internet not very much fun at all.
It's the breakdown segment.
We got you. We hear you. You're good.
All right, good. Okay, good. Thank you. I'm like, what is going on? I can't see anything. Okay, we're here now. All right, let's get things started off with our picks. Let's look at last week first. Here's how the records panned out from last week. Looks like the Jester is the Jester at the bottom of the barrel. I don't know why you're surprised. Why are you looking surprised, bro?
Bro, I thought I made some amazing picks, bro. And then the bad part is I just sold Justin $50 for last season's bet. Damn it. I think Jason needs to get AT&T fiber.
Yeah. Wasn't he just roasting me for my internet too?
Yes, he 100% was.
Yeah, what a goofball, huh? Hey, what are you saying over there?
I don't even. Who knows?
There you go. You're back.
You hear me now?
Yes.
Wait. JJ, let me plug this in real quick. I might get a sponsor. Please get AT&T fiber.
No comment.
Not available out here in St. Cloud. I'm sorry. All right, let's get on with our picks after we had a bunch of different mishaps here. Ravens at the Bengals. Ravens lead the series 28-27, hanging on by their chinny chin. Bengals won 4 out of the last 5. Last year, 27-16, 24-17. Last year, Bengals swept them, and the Bengals are favored today, as Mikey brought up, by 3.5. The over-under, as I last saw it, was 46.5. Jordan, who do you like in this matchup?
This was one of the more difficult ones for me to pick this week. It's a rivalry game. These teams usually play each other tough. Cincinnati, they typically start slow. Baltimore didn't look good last week and got more players on the IR than I think any other team in the league. But I expect a close game. I expect Cincinnati to do just enough to rebound. I think a guy like Joe Mixon punches it in late and gets them the W.
I like it. OJ, who you like?
I think it's a bounce back. Like Mikey said, I think this is Joe Burrow's bounce back game. So I like the Bengals, man. And division games are always going to be tough, but Bengals all day.
Mikey?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bengals. Yeah, I already went with it, so I'm going to go with it again. Why not?
Go with it twice. Why not? Fred, what do you think?
We have to go with the Bengals. You can't start the season 0-2. It just can't happen.
Well, Duke, are you going to be a lone wolf on this one?
No, I'm kind of disappointed that I don't get to be, but the Bengals for me. Chase and Burrow's going to bounce back, and just people freaking out about the Ravens. I think the Ravens are still going to be fine. This is going to be a great game. The loss of J.K. Dobbins, unfortunately, I don't think is a massive loss for them, just because they've been there, done that before. They're used to losing him. Unfortunately, I hate to say it for the guy, but Bengals will win this one.
Drop the hammer down on this one. We all like the Bengals big in this matchup. All right, let's go on to our next one. We got Seahawks at the Lions. The Seahawks lead the series overall 12-5. Seahawks won the last 5 in a row, actually, believe it or not. Last time they played was in 2022. The Seahawks won 48-45. Hope it's like that today. Lions are favored by 4.5. The over-under 47.5. Greg, Greg, who you like in this matchup?
I like the Lions, man. I like Gibbs. I like that backfield. Seahawks was shaky last week, man. Geno didn't look like last year's Geno. So I'm going to go with the Lions this week.
I like it. Mikey, who you like?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go with the Lions as well. I feel like Geno Smith was a one-hit wonder. We'll see, though. We'll see.
Yeah, he's starting out to be that way. Fred, what do you think?
It's definitely going with the Lions this week. They're just in a whole different level right now. Their confidence is off the charts.
Indeed, LeDuc.
This is gonna be boring if we all agree, guys. But we do here again. Lions for me. Sneaky in DFS. I might even play their defense this week. I am not a Seattle fan. A truther that they are not going to be that good. So I know Lions give up big plays. I kind of like their defense in DFS for nice cheap money.
Being most of us here watch the AFC East most of our lives. I mean, we know what Geno brings to the table. It was a surprise last year. Maybe last week was a fluke, hopefully, because I would like to see a nice offensive struggle here. But I do like Detroit. Put the hammer down. Everyone liked Detroit in this matchup. Yeah, I have to say, LeDuc, we're really all on the same page this morning. It'll be a little boring. We got to get some arguments going. I think that'll be coming later for sure. Colts at Texans. Colts lead this series 32-10-1. The Texans last year they won and they actually tied last year. 32-31 was the final score. The Houston won, and 20-20 was the tie in OT. The Texans actually last time I looked were favored by 1. The over/under is 39.5. Fred, who do you like in this matchup?
I picked the Colts. Two rookie quarterbacks. One looked a little bit better in Anthony Richardson, better wide receiver, and Michael Pittman. The line is better. I definitely think the Colts will pull it off today, beat the Texans.
All right, let's go to Jordan. Who you like in this? Or I'm sorry, LeDuc, who you like in this matchup?
I do like the Colts as well. Just to note, though, C.J. Stroud is a true game-time decision today for Houston, so we may get a little Davis Mills action, which I don't think is going to be the end of the world, but I still don't think it's going to be enough to beat the Colts, who are just riding a nice high right now.
The last time I checked, actually, I'm trying to check real quick, but I thought I saw an update where they put C.J. Stroud was going to play, so just to throw that out there. Yeah, but again, I don't know where I saw that at, so don't quote me on that. Judge, what do you think on that one? Who do you like in this matchup?
As much as I don't want to continue to agree with these guys, it's Indianapolis all day for me.
I got you. Mikey Bets, what do you think? What do you like in this matchup?
I'm taking the Texans low key. I'm going to take the Texans on this one. I feel like the Colts always play well against the Jaguars, right? Even though they still lost, they still play well against them. The Texans, they do. They actually, that's the reason the Bears got the number 1 draft pick. But hey, I'm going to go with the Texans.
Like it. Greg, what about you? Who you like?
I went with the Texans. I think this is going to be a bounce back game for CJ, and they're home. That home field advantage. So I'm the lone wolf and going with the Texans.
He is the lone. My internet's bad, so I'm sorry. It takes me a minute. To scroll down to get to the lone wolf. Now, Mikey, I wasn't expecting yours, but you guys are like the 2 lone wolves this week. So go ahead and howl it up. 2 lone wolves this week on this Texans matchup. Again, the Vegas is saying they're favored by 1. There must be something to it. I like the Colts personally because, again, it's the Colts are just a better overall round team in my estimation. But we'll see how this matchup plays out. Should be an interesting one to say the least. All right, let's go to the next matchup. This should be a really interesting matchup of the day. The Chiefs at the Jags. Now, the Chiefs lead the series overall 9-6. The Chiefs have won 7 in a row in these matchups, including last year in the playoffs, 27-20. Good game, though, to say the least. Chiefs right now in this matchup, they're favored by 3.5. Now, the weather will play a factor in this, but right now the over-under is 51.5. So they're expecting some good fireworks in this particular matchup. Let's see. This was Jordan's to go to, I think, first. So let's go. We'll just go to Mikey Bets first. Who do you like in this matchup?
I'm gonna take the Jags plus 3.5 here. I love the Chiefs, but I hate Matt Nagy. You realize every single bet I place is based off the Bears. I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
Fred's also a Matt Nagy truther. All right, Fred, who do you like in this matchup?
I got to go with the Chiefs. There's no way they're going to start 0-2. There's just not possible. Kelsey's back. He wants to play. They're going to be hyped.
We got an update here from Brian. CJ Stroud should be playing. It was some shoulder injury, but details were vague. He only appeared on a Friday, but questionable, but should be ready to go today. And John wanted to comment that there is no way the Chiefs are starting 0-2, which, again, that's a good point to all this, right? Andrew, who you like in the matchup?
I'm also going to go the Jaguars here. I love this Jaguars offense this year. This seems like that type of early season win that they can get over a team that in the end will be superior. So give me the Jaguars at home.
As far as the crew goes, we're in a full house on this one. Me and Justin are going Jags, and the other Chiefs are going Chiefs on this one. I mean, this is going to be a good one. I agree. It's going to be hard for them to go 0-2. Fred, did I get your pick on this? My bad. Did I go too early on that one?
You didn't get me, but it's fine. It's all right.
Ah, my bad. I thought I picked. My bad. So, yeah, anyway, go ahead, Greg. What do you want to say? My fault.
Oh, I just got some inside information that the Chiefs receivers are going to use some stickum this week, so the Chiefs will pull it out this week.
Good luck picking one, but yes, somebody's gonna do well in that. So, all right. So, yeah, we got a full house in here on that one. Again, it's going to be an interesting game. I think if the weather plays into this, I like the Jags in that factor. So that's why with the home field advantage, I'll take the Jags. All right, let's go to the next matchup with the Stickum on the Packers at the Falcons. Now, the Packers lead the series overall 19-16. They've won 2 in a row. Last time to play was in 2020. Packers won 30-16. Falcons favored by 1.5. The over-under is 40.5. Greg, who you like in the matchup? Am I on delay?
No, we heard
you. Said Fred, right?
He said Greg.
I said Greg.
Yeah. Oh, man, you got to say OJ or something. Don't call Greg and Fred sounds alike.
Oh, all right. I thought it was my internet. I was like, wait, am I delayed or something?
I'm going with the Packers, man. I like the Jordan Love, Romeo Dobbs connection. Even with Watson now and Aaron Jones, I think A.J. Dillon's going to have a big game. So I really like the Packers in this one.
Yeah, A.J. Dillon. I heard I'm glad you brought him up because I heard one of the national syndicated football analysts talk about how, CJ or AJ Dillon, I'd be getting rid of him. Like, you didn't draft AJ Dillon for now. Like, when you view I know I'm an AJ Dillon truther, and I draft AJ Dillon for later in the year. I don't need AJ Dillon right now. He's my little shit for the later on run. But guess what? Since I got him now, I can use him right now. So good stuff to start with if you're AJ Dillon owner. Mikey Bets, who you like in the matchup?
Falcons. Don't like the Packers.
Of course.
Easy pick there. All right,
Don't
what
like
do
the
you think, Fred?
He's like,
I got to go with the Packers. I just like the way they played. I think they're clicking pretty good, and I think Jordan Love pulls it again.
LeDuc, who you like?
This one's a tough one because you just don't know what the Falcons are going to do on offense with their decisions, and then obviously with Jordan Love, can he replicate it? I'm going to give the edge to the not to the Falcons, to the Packers here though, because I do like AJ Dillon, the pride of BC, and we don't have much to hang our hats on, but give me AJ Dillon rolling this week.
Yep, should be a good one for AJ Dillon. Just something about Atlanta makes it hard for me to pick them, but Jordan actually picked him as well, along with Mikey Betts. So Jordan's our lone wolf on that one. Since he's not on, I'm not going to bother scrolling down and hit that thing because it's my internet. But so he likes the Falcons in this matchup. All right, I will howl for him. Ow! All right, let's go to the next matchup. It is as soon as it comes up here. Sorry, I got the Raiders at the Bills. The series actually is tied 21-21. The Bills have won 2 in a row. Last time was in 2020. They won 30-23. The Bills are favored by 8.5, and the over/under is 47. Fred, who you like in this matchup?
Got to go with the Bills, man. For the same reason we said with the Chiefs, they're not going to lose 2 in a row. They should be pissed off. Josh Allen was talking crazy, like he knows it was his fault. Not going to happen again. They're going to beat the Raiders, and it might be big.
LeDuc, who you like?
I will say the Bills as well. They can lose 2 in a row, and they will lose 2 in a row at some point this year. But the Raiders do not have the defense to make them lose 2 in a row here. So the Bills will win this.
Agreed. Jordan, you're back. Who you like in the matchup?
I'm back. I hope I didn't miss my lone wolf howl, but however, I am absolutely smashing the Bills in this as well.
And
you did unfortunately miss your howl.
Damn it.
Feel free to howl away, my brother. We appreciate you. All right, Juice, who you like in the matchup?
Bills. Josh Allen is pissed off. This is going to be a comeback game for him. Bills all day.
Yeah, again, this is like that bounce back, get right week for a lot of teams. Mikey, who you like?
I'm taking the Bills as well. I always get scared when everybody likes a pick, but this is a pick everybody should like. So
yeah, this is that one survivor pool pick. I know I picked it in my survivor pool. So put the hammer down on this one. We all like the Bills on this particular matchup. All right, let's go to the next one here. We got the Chargers visiting the Titans. Chargers lead the series 29-18-1. The Chargers have won 3 out of the last 4. Last time was in last year. The Chargers won 17-14. Chargers are favored by 2.5, and the over/under is 45.5. Jordan, who you like in this one?
So on this one, I am dialing up the Chargers all day. I think they had a little bit of a letdown last week against Jacksonville. I think they get back on track. They played good enough to win last week, just couldn't get it done. I think they do get it done this week.
Greg, who you like in this one?
I like the Titans. No Austin Eckler. I think the Chargers are going to struggle. That defense on the Chargers side is trash. So I do like the Titans to bounce back. I think Derrick Henry is going to have a big game, and I think D-Hop is going to redeem himself. So Tannehill, throw the ball to number 10.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard. Just let him go get it. Good stat here by John. Brought up that after multiple turnovers, Josh Allen lights it up, which seems to translate for sure. Mikey, who you like?
Who do I like? Wait, what were the 2 teams again? I'm so sorry.
It's all good. Bills and the Raiders.
No. We already talked that one. Titans and Chargers.
Oh, Chargers.
Titans and Chargers.
I'm on a different game myself. My bad.
Man, Coop, your brain must be tied into your internet this week because you are slow.
My brain says Titans. My brain says Titans. My heart says Chargers. I always go with my heart. Let's go Chargers.
Okay. the superchargers indeed. All right. So what about you, Fred? Who you like in this one?
I agree with Greg. I think they slow the ball down, grind it out. Derrick Henry. I go Titans all day.
Nice. LeDuc, who you like?
I am surprising myself and also picking the Titans. Titans is not a team that I like this year in the long haul, but this game, the way it's lining up with no Austin Eckler, when they got just Josh Kelly back there, it's not going to be anything good. Do not go and pick him up and play him this week. It's a trap right there. The one-dimensional Chargers will get zeroed in on by Mike Vrabel and the Titans defense, and Derrick Henry popping off today.
Normally, I would agree. I like Mike Vrabel. I like what he dials up on defense, but their secondary is just not good, and it hasn't been since last year. They've made no changes. I like the Chargers in this particular matchup. Let's go to the next one. We got the Chicago Bears. The Bears, they're going against here in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and again, might be a wet, sloppy one indeed. Bears lead the series after 40-21. The Bucs won the last matchup in 2021, 38-3. The Bucs are favored by 2.5, and the over/under is 40.5. Greg, who you like in this matchup?
Mikey gonna love this. I think the Bears are gonna pull it out. I think with the rain and it's gonna be sloppy in Tampa. Run the ball. Run the ball. Stick to what you know. Run the damn ball. So I think the Bears are going to pull it out this week against Tampa.
Well, that would certainly make sense. Run the damn football, right?
Run
Mike, I'd ask who you like. I already know, but just go ahead. Who you like?
Bears.
The Bears.
All day.
Bears.
All day.
And
Of the Bears.
you like them big. Fred, who you like in a matchup?
I was complaining to Commish over here all week about drinking the damn Bears Kool-Aid, in which they caught me last week, and I ain't doing that shit again. The Bucs could pull it out this time at home.
No Kool-Aid for Fred today. He'll take the generic version. Andrew, what do you think?
I'm going to go Tampa Bay here. I like Baker Mayfield. I do love the Bears this year, but I for some reason want to pick Tampa Bay here.
You love the Bears.
All right, Judge, who you say?
Wet and sloppy is what Baker Mayfield does best. Bucks in an easy one.
Kind of. There is no debating that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Sure.
He likes it wet and sloppy, but what it does, however, is make Greg our lone wolf, because I also like the Bucs in this matchup. So howl it up, Greg. You're our lone wolf here for this particular matchup. All right, let's get on to the next one. We got the New York Giants. They're going against the Cardinals. In a matchup of teams that really need to show us something in this season. The Giants lead the series 80-46-2. The funny stat, though, is the Cardinals have won 4 in a row. In 2020, they won 26-7. The Giants are favored by 4.5. The over/under is 39.5. Fred, who you like in the matchup?
For family, we're going with the Giants, okay? If they don't win this game, they're going 0-3. They got the 49ers next week. They got to win this game.
I like it. What do you think? Where we go, Jordan?
31 teams in the NFL scored last week. The one that didn't was the New York Giants. However, the Cardinals are going to make sure that they lose this game. They got a lot riding on it. They need Caleb Williams to come in next season. Give me the G-Men and a bounce back.
I like it. Greg, what say you?
Giants, man, they got to come back. They got to show some heart, got to show some life. 40-0 against the Cardinals, it's the Giants. They got to win.
Week 2 is Get Right Sunday. What do you think, Mikey?
Yeah, Giants as well. I agree.
LeDuc?
Giants. We can move on.
Hammer it down. We're all going Giants here. I don't think there's any debate about it. The Cardinals are garbage. All right, let's go to the next matchup. It's the any garbage, whatever you want to call it. The Jets at the Cowboys. Cowboys lead the series 7-5. The Jets have won 3 in a row. 2019 was the last time Jets won 24-22, and the Cowboys in this matchup are favored by 8.5. The over/under is 38.5. I couldn't give this to the Jets. I gave it to the Cowboys guy. Jordan, who you like on that stuff?
Not the Jets.
That's it.
Not the Jets. That's just not that team. Greg, who do you like in this matchup?
Really, Jason? The Jets, baby. The Jets. Dak sucks. Tony Pollard sucks. The Cowboys suck. Jets all day. Let's go, Fred.
That's who you pick? All right, Mike, who do you like?
Damn it, dude. I think I'm going to go with the Jets, too, because I just hate Dak Prescott so much. I hate his guts. And the Jets defense is pretty good. Cowboys defense is great. Zach Wilson stinks, but also Dak Prescott stinks. People just don't say it out loud. I did.
Well, Duke, who do you like in this matchup?
I want to be fun and pick the Jets with the rest of these guys right now, but I can't. I got to go with the Cowboys. This is going to be a huge defensive game both sides, though, so it's going to be fun to watch.
Because it was 8.5, right?
Fred.
Fred was 8.5 on that one?
Yeah, 8.5. Okay. But let's go back to Fred. Fred, who do you like in this matchup?
Bro, let me tell you something, man. I love the Jets here. Why you don't know why you? Yeah, I love the Jets, but with my money on the line again, because I can't keep losing $50 to $100 every season, I had to go with Dallas.
Take your jersey off, bro. Take your jersey off.
Bro, you literally your whole
jersey off, Fred.
Your whole screen, your whole screen is green. There is a white. There's a little corner. There's a little corner of white, and it's your wall. Everything else is green. Jets. Don't come here with the Cowboys.
You missed the other spot, Mikey. His heart's obviously not green anymore either. So
I just want to say, let's be nice to Fred, right? Taking his team out of this and picking the winner of this game rightfully. I love it, Fred. I love it.
Greg,
you know,
Greg,
I would have changed. I would have got.
That's why you're 7-9 in picks, Fred.
Dude, I was gonna change my pick, but I knew Jason was gonna yell at me, and I was like, "Oh hell no, I'm not doing this shit."
Don't even.
Especially when the line moved. I think the line actually moved to 37.5. I was like, "Oh
Fred,
my
you suck,
god,
bro. You suck, Fred.
Yeah. Okay. All right,
Fred is just 7-9 to honor the New York Jets record after 17 weeks this year.
Fred, you're blocked, bro. Block me right now, Fred.
Let's go to the next one. Commanders at the Broncos. Broncos lead the series 8-7. Last time they played 2021, Broncos won 17-10. Broncos are favored by 3.5. Over unders 38.5. Greg, who you like?
Broncos. Russell Wilson got to show me something, man. Please show me something. Going with Russell Wilson.
My bad. Mikey, who you like?
Oh man, I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Let's ride indeed. Leduki, who you like here?
Can we stop saying Russell Wilson has to show us something? He's not.
I was gonna say the same.
I'm so sick of hearing that. He's not going to show us anything. Give me the Commanders.
Wow. All right. Well, I was about to hammer it down, but Leduki, our lone wolf, on this one because, I don't see anything with this Commanders team that gets me excited. There is some hope, I feel like, with Denver, and I think that they'll show out this week at home against Washington. All right, let's go to the next one. San Francisco 49ers at the Rams. 49ers lead the series 75-69-3. 49ers have won 8 out of the last 9. Last year, they swept the Rams 31-14, 24-9. 49ers favored by 7. Over-under is 44.5. Fred, who you like?
This is a bad game. We're going to go with the 49ers. It's going to be 9 out of 10. It's going to be big. Let's move on, guys. You know this getting Get the hammer ready.
This is the one we'll just go ahead and hammer it right now. I don't think anyone here is going Rams. If now, speak now, forever hold your peace, because I think from 49ers
might go Rams, you know?
I kind of like the spread, man. I kind of like it, but I'm not going to touch it. No way.
He says he's kind of like it, but yeah, no. All right, let's go on to the game of the night. America's team going against the Patriots. Dolphins lead the series 60-55. Dolphins have won 4 out of the last 5 with Tua owning Bill Belichick undefeated against him. Last year they split. Pats 23-21, Miami 20-7. Dolphins are favored by 3. Over under is 46.5. Jordan, who do you like?
This is Tua's world. We're all just allowed to live in it. Let's go Dolphins.
Tua! Greg, who do you like?
I didn't pick anybody. I hate both fucking teams. I picked the Dolphins.
I forgot you can't swear on this thing. I was like, can you swear on
Sorry,
it?
but I hate both teams.
You do it. You do it. Mikey, who you like?
I hate the Patriots, so I love the Dolphins. I love the Dolphins this year. I love Tua, and I'm only saying that for Coop, but yeah, let's go Dolphins.
Nice. Fred, who do you like?
I picked the Patriots. I really like the way they played against the damn Eagles, man. They lost, but they showed up defensively, man, against Jalen Hurts. So I picked the Eagles. I picked the Patriots. And it's at home. I had to go with.
Just a reminder of Fred's pick from last week. Andrew, who you like?
I'm not gonna. So thank you, Fred. Thank you for picking the Patriots there. But I'm not gonna be like you. I'm not gonna turn my back on my team. Give me the Patriots. Matthew Judon gonna be all up into his face this week. That line ain't got nothing on the Patriots defense. So here we go. Tua's gonna be running for his life. Give me Matthew Judon and the Patriots defense. And look, Mac Jones with Brian O'Brien in the back. There could be something there. I'm not ready to sell out on the Patriots yet.
Fred is our lone wolf, other than Andrew with his little homer ass bullshit. That's all you're getting. America's team, the Miami Dolphins, are going to run roughshod. This game won't even be close. They're going to win by multiple touchdowns. Good night, Patriots, and your sorry ass run over the AFC East. You're done. All right, let's go to the next one. The Saints at the Panthers. Saints lead the series 29-28. Panthers have won 2 in a row. Last year they swept 10-7 and 22-14. Saints are favored by 3. Over under is 40. Greg, who you like?
I like the rejuvenated Derek Carr, man. I like the Saints to win this one big. Carolina has to show me something, but they're not. So they're just going to lay down. Saints all day.
I'm going to go ahead and drop it down now. It's Saints all day in this matchup. I don't see Carolina even doing anything. Mikey, do you have anything other than that? Because I saw LeDuc nodding his head yes. Do you like anything else? Like the Saints as well. Gotta love it. All right, let's go to the last one of the Monday night doubleheader, which, damn, bro, for real. The freaking Browns are going to go against the Steelers. Steelers lead the series 80-62-1. Last year, they split. Pitt won 28-14. Cleveland won 29-17. Pretty similar scores. Browns are favored by 2.5. Over under is 38.5. Fred, what do you like?
I'm gonna go. Oh man.
You gotta look at his notes.
Okay,
I don't remember who he picked.
I'm gonna go with the Steelers. They're at home. The terrible towels will be waving. They played the 49ers. They got beat up. So, and I don't think the Browns are that good. I just think they met Burrow on a bad week. So I'm gonna go Steelers.
All right, he is liking the Steelers. What about? Let's go to Judge. Who you like?
I've watched Kenny Pickett play football enough to know that I'm probably not picking the Pittsburgh Steelers at any point this season. The Browns are rejuvenated. The Browns are the real deal. They're going to smack Pittsburgh on Monday.
What about you, Greg?
That Browns defense looks real nasty. And like the judge said, man, Kenny Pickett is just not it right now. So I'm going with Cleveland. Just
not it at all. Mikey Bets. Who you like?
Going with Cleveland. I love Deshaun Watson. Hate to say that out loud, but yeah, there you
go. Andrew, who you like in this matchup?
I am also picking the Browns, especially with the Steelers with no Deontay Johnson. I just don't know what Kenny Pickett's going to do.
Suck.
Yeah.
Well, Fred, look at that. You again are the lone wolf for this. I gotta scroll all the way down. I'm sorry.
I do it myself.
7-9 again, Fred.
Go ahead.
That made me.
Go ahead.
That pick somehow made me feel worse about him picking the Patriots now.
Yep.
It should.
He picked against his own team.
All right. Well, that'll wrap up the picks portion. Mikey, where can we follow, subscribe, get all your great content, my friend?
You guys can follow me at Real Mikey Bets pretty much everywhere. Facebook, or not Facebook, what are we, dinosaurs? Instagram, what used to be Twitter, X, YouTube, all that good stuff. Real Mikey Bets, and then, make it work. Give me a follow.
Make sure you go follow, subscribe, and get all Mike's great content. Before we head out, we got a few questions to answer, but we'll send you out with the mailbag, Mikey. We'll see you next week, and we appreciate you. Let's go.
Good luck, guys.
Let's go
Good
to
luck on the Bears, Mikey.
You've got mail.
All right, we got some mail indeed. Let's get into it here. We'll go, Andrew. You can answer some questions too, right? Let's start with you. You're the guest here. It's from Loud and Stroud. Wants to know Jordan Love at Atlanta or Baker Mayfield versus Chicago.
See, I said it earlier. I do think Baker Mayfield still has a good game, even if that's a little sloppy down there. So I like the Bucs in that. Mayfield and Chris Godwin is actually my DFS stack this week. So I'm going to go Mayfield.
Fred, let's go to the next one. The Bryce is right. Derek Carr at Carolina or Mac Jones versus America's team.
Let's go with Derek Carr, man. We were just talking about him being rejuvenated and looking good. Miami still has a good defense, so I think Mac Jones, even though he's going to win, it's going to be a tough game.
Jordan, to you, Mingo was his name. Jamal Williams at Carolina or Raheem Mostert at New England.
A little gross, but for me, I'm probably staying away from the run game in this one against New England. I'm going to go Jamal Williams on this one.
I like it. Let's go Say My Name to Greg, half PPR. Tyler Algier versus Green Bay or Javonte Williams versus the Commanders.
Ooh, this is a tough one, but I low-key like Algier. I do like him. He did vulture 2 touchdowns last week, so I can see them getting to the goal line. Algier just falls in the end zone a couple times this week. So I like Algier.
I like it. Let's go back to LeDuc. 2's a company, 3's a Stroud. You need 1 PPR guy here. Cortland Sutton versus Washington. Christian Kirk versus KC or Nico Collins versus the Colts.
This is Christian Kirk all day for me here. I don't think he has another no-show with Zay Jones outperforming him. They were very clear that they're going to play him a lot in the slot this year, so I expect to see that a lot more today.
I'm telling y'all, just be ready. That will be the theme going into next week. It is bounce back Tuesday or bounce back Sunday for a lot of these teams. Let's go to Fred for this next one. It's the Call of Duty. He needs one in a standard league. Elijah Moore at Pittsburgh, Christian Kirk again, KC, or Romeo Dobbs at Atlanta.
Well, now knowing that we know that Amari Cooper might be out, I would ride with Elijah Moore. I mean, even if he does play, he's a little bit hobbled. So I think Elijah Moore gets most of the reception and targets.
All right, sounds good. Let's go to Jordan with this one. Bateman begins. He needs 1 PPR. Treylon Burks versus the Chargers or Darnell Mooney at Tampa.
I have a general rule of thumb. It's never Treylon Burks unless if it's against Darnell Mooney, and then it's absolutely Treylon Burks.
I had to follow you real quick.
All right, let's go with Greg with the Stroudy with a chance of deep balls. It's need 1 for PPR. JSN at Detroit, Gus Edwards at Cincinnati, or Sky Moore at Jacksonville.
It's a tough one, man, but I think Sky Moore is going to break out this week. So I do like Sky Moore. I think they put the stick 'em on the hands. I think they're going to work that ball machine, and they're going to get the catches this week. So I'm going to go with Sky Moore.
All right, I got a good one. We got someone in the comments, too. Let's go to LeDuc for this one from Colts Martin. He wants to know, once it comes up here, pick 3. Nico Collins, Mike Williams, Debo, Elijah Moore, and Rashid Shaheed.
So this is definitely Williams and Moore for me, for sure. Between Debo and Shaheed, though, I gotta just go Debo. I really want to say Rashid Shaheed, but that felt like a 1 week flash to me. We'll see. But so Debo, Williams, and Moore.
He was the famous guy. I felt like he's one of those drugs last year that was just like you were chasing the dragon every time. He'd pop off, and then he'd go get him, and then he'd back down again. Let's go to, we got one question here. I thought this was particularly good for Fred. It's from Armed Rogery, which I think you know all about. You need 1 for PPR. Drake London versus Green Bay, Khalil Herbert at Tampa, or Marquise Brown versus the Giants.
You want me to answer this one?
Armed Rodgery. That's
You deserve it. You deserve it.
Well, I'm not going Drake London. He didn't put up shit last week. I don't think it's any better this week. They're going to keep running the ball. So let's go with, you know what? Let's go with Herbert, man. Everybody's picking Chicago, but I picked the Bucs. But they, like you said, they have to run the game in Tampa. It's going to be sloppy out there. So let's go with the running back.
Bucks always got traditionally a tough run defense, but like I said, if it's going to be wet and sloppy day, definitely I think could be a good day for the running backs. Indeed. Let's go to final one. We'll go to Jordan. It's John, and he wants to know, he's got flex me one of these guys, Joshua Kelly against the stingy Titan run D, or Justice Hill in the passing game against the Bengals.
This is rough, and I know why you're here, John. John's the guy that had Eckler and had Dobbins in his lineup. So I am going with Justice Hill in this one just because I expect the Ravens to score more today than what I do the Chargers.
Yeah, I like it indeed. All right, well, we're going to close out today. Unfortunately, like I said, Fantasy Jesus, he'll be back next week. But unfortunately, he's getting married, so it couldn't really get through. So, but again, we appreciate you. And again, congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Herrera. But today, we're going to start a new tradition, a new segment on our show. Like I said, I love that Saturday morning cartoon feel and, the wrestling and all that. So we got a new kids show to start on our Sunday morning, and it's called the Ding Ding Dingus word of the day. I can't even spit this out.
This is the Ding Ding Dingus pick of the week with your host.
Oh, hey neighbor, how are you? Did you have a good week one? I hope so. What's that? You're worried about who not to play this week? Well, let's look at one of my favorite words, and that is moron. Can you say moron? Sure you can. What's a moron? Well, a moron would be somebody who dropped Devonta Smith after week one. Not very smart, was it? What about if you played Cam Akers against the San Francisco's #1 rush defense this week? Yeah, he's not very good, and they are. So if you play him, you're a moron. And what about Breece Hall? If you play him against Dallas's defense this week, that makes you a moron. Did you know Dallas's defense only gave up 65 yards to anyone not named Daniel Jones last week? Did you also know they're #1 in sacks, turnovers, and against the pass? Hey, I guess if you play Garrett Wilson this week, then that would make you a moron. Oh, you're worried about which tight end to play this week? Well, if they're not named Kelsey or Hawkinson, any time spent on that position makes you a moron. Did you know not a single tight end scored over 10 points last week without that very special touchdown? The whole position is touchdown dependent. So stop effing worrying about tight ends already. But you know what is worth worrying about? That effing morning after show. Every Tuesday at 9 a.m. with me and Adam Holtz. Come on by. We'll talk about your fantasy week, fantasy rosters for next week, and anything else you'd like to chat about in the fantasy world. We'll have an effing good time. Well, speaking of a good time and the morning after, I hear your mom rousing in the next room. Time to go give her what for. But you have a great fantasy week, and make sure that you listen to what the fox says. Don't be a moron. We'll see you guys next week.
This has been the Ding Ding Dingus pick of the week with your host, Chris Fox.
Never seen Chris more in his natural element before.
Chris Fox, we appreciate you, my friend. That was a great way to end our show for the day, indeed. John, thanks you. I'm glad you enjoyed the show, my friend. We'll be back on Tuesday. Check us out. We're looking for those waiver wire ads, so make sure you go check it out. Go to tssfantasy.com. Look at our latest and greatest rankings. Obviously, you can check out our friend Sophisticated Mr. Maller on 2 days as well. Before we go to Andrew, plug divots and pivots, my friend.
Yes, it's we kind of at the end of the golf season here, but the Ryder Cup comes up in 2 weeks. So every Tuesday night at 8:00 here on the Fantasy Sports Corporation, Divots and Pivots, me and Bud Copeland got you covered with all the golf news. We will be talking some pivot segments, just random stuff, and we will talk a little football, college football as the golf season hits its break. But catch us every Tuesday.
Good luck this week in week 2. We appreciate you, and we are out.